John, the restrictions on Russia now, specifically around oil, but actually more generally around the ability of Russia to ship anything because of the way the sanctions are currently set up. Just help us understand in terms of the rules of the road here, because there's clearly a massive, or there's going to be a huge tonnage shortfall for Russia. We hear talk about the shadow fleet, and I suspect that they'll be looking for tonnage to move other things, not just oil. How easy is it for them actually to find that tonnage, and how dangerous is that tonnage on the water from an environmental perspective?
Well, that is a great question, and I'll talk to you from a dry bulk standpoint. I do believe that on the oil tanker side, there are easily 100 ships that have been scooped up by Russian companies over the last year or so to move that oil. But on dry bulk, what we have seen is some ships that were sold for scrap, that are older ships, that are not environmentally friendly. From a regulatory standpoint, they don't have ballast water treatment systems on board. They're probably not as well maintained because they're much older ships. We've actually seen them go into the Russian coal trade, moving coal from Russia to China and Russia to India. And those are really the only two buyers right now of Russian coal.
Obviously that has implications for you operating a legitimate 44 fleet business. I mean, how do you instruct your crews and your captains to be aware that some of these rusting hulks are on the sea and they just don't want to be anywhere near them?
Yes, well, so we have made a big push towards digitalization on our ships. So we have put a lot of data gathering equipment, particularly on the fuel side, so we can monitor our fuel burn and make our ships more fuel efficient and reduce our carbon footprint. But what goes along with that is also staying away out of some of these areas. We've made a conscious decision that we will not move products out of Russia in particular. So we do stay away from that.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, you and all the industry have been chatting away this week over cocktails in London. I know that for a fact. Well, you told me. But is it true? Do you think that Russia's assembled 100 fleets, shadow fleets, surreptitiously? Or I mean, what's the thoughts from the industry?
I think it's hard to give you the exact number, but yes, those numbers sound legitimate.
So they've gone out and bought or rented a shed load of ships just like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do these ships come from?
They come from all over the world, from other owners. So this is whether it's tankers or whether it's dry bulk, very fragmented industry. In dry bulk, 13%, or I should say the top 10 owners only own 13% of the world fleet. So think about how fragmented when you're talking about thousands of dry bulk ships.
So all those hackneyed ideas about the Onassis and others controlling it, those were the days, yeah?
I think there's still some of that, and the Greeks still definitely control the world fleets. There's no doubt about it, but also you have a lot of Chinese owners and European owners as well.